the truth. So hopefully the signal's going to be all right. It's a little bit less quality than we're used to. So I'd expect, or appreciate, sorry, a 5x5 signal is going to be okay. Keeping it all crossed. We're waiting for that confirmation. The lag's real. And we've got Jay. Thank you, dude. Appreciate that. You're a star, man. Cool. So you can see and hear me right. That's the most important thing. Thanks, honey. You're welcome. Brilliant. And Ash, listen, bro, your torch is on the way. All right, your OLIGHT torch that you won in the contest, that's on its way. And the other guy as well, his is on his way. Bro, how's it going? Greetings. Good to see you, mate. I need to catch up with you, by the way. Things have been mental. Proper. So what we're going to do is we're going to kickstart this live stream about the title. The government control net is getting bigger. And I'm sure you guys can feel it, if you know what I mean. If you think of like a lemon being squeezed and every single drip that comes out of that is the last drip that comes out of it. We are being squeezed big time here in UK. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to start a poll right now. So welcome on board, everyone who's coming into the chat right now. Don't worry, we haven't officially started yet. Right. We're just setting this up. Bear with me, people. Yeah, we're cool. Sweet. Nice. Right, I've just put a poll up. If you guys are watching live, there's a poll that's just gone up. It should be near the top of the chat. It'd be cool if you just put yes or no on there. And we just got to be honest. I think a lot of us are struggling here in UK with all of the stuff that's going on. And it's mainly, not all, but mainly filtering down through government. It's just insane, the amount of control that the government is seeking here in the UK. 2025, it's just an absolute heartache struggle. It really is. And we're talking across the board. So we're talking physically, mentally, financially. It's just nuts. So yeah, let me know if you're we've got 44 votes and 77% in the poll are saying, yeah, you were struggling living here in the UK. And I mean struggling like financially, mentally and physically. I think a lot of us are struggling. You know, there is going to be a few who's like, no, not a problem, I'm not affected. You know, we're going to be talking all sorts of things. I've made 2 pages of notes, so we're going to try and breeze through them as quickly as we can, without, you know, rushing it too much, because some of these points need to be said. Like I say, one of the reasons why I love doing these live streams is a true data point capture of the times, because most of the things we talk about and indeed share in the live chat and in the comment section under the video, if you're watching on the replay, is our experience from what we are seeing and hearing living here in the UK during these times. And you know, we did, you know, the UK has been struggling in the past, but you know, this is like the first time that we've had internet where we can communicate sort of freely. Okay, we do have to be careful what we say and what we don't say on social media. And as we know, WokeTube is one of the most heavily policed platforms. I would say, and let me guys know, right? Let me guys know your thoughts on this. If we talk about social media, about posting stuff that you want, which is not going to get you into trouble, I guess the top platform would probably be TikTok. Then it will probably be X, formerly Twitter. Then you're going to have like Instagram, and then the most heavily policed is going to be YouTube. But let me know if you think I'm wrong, and let me know why you think I'm wrong. But that's how I perceive things. Yes, I have got a TikTok account. I've made one video and left it. I've done nothing about it. I just wanted to make sure that I put my official name, Funky Prepper, on there in case anyone else wanted to take that name. But I'm fully aware that lots of people tell me, Darren, lots of people are copying, sharing your content all over the place and all of that. But, you know, it is what it is. So we just check in. 167 people, 173 people are joining the chat. That's awesome, guys. If you want some of your friends or family to take part in the chat, send them the link now, and we're live right now. So send them the link, and they can come into the chat. So go and do that now whilst we're waiting for everything to warm up, and for people to join the chat, which is cool. If you're watching on the replay, you might want to skip to 10 minutes. Because we're just waiting for this to warm up. We've also got someone saying citizens are struggling in the USA too. Yeah, I believe that this Great Reset Football Factory, cool dude, is planned across the West. So we're talking UK, USA, Europe, and unfortunately our brothers down there in Australia too. So yeah, the struggle's real. This is no BS, and this is how it actually is living here out there. So the thing is, right, for a long time here in the UK, if you had a full-time job and you worked loads of overtime and it still wasn't enough money to pay the bills, I mean, let's face it, right? I don't know when about this was. We're talking 30 years ago. 30 years ago, I was doing a job, and that was like £12.50 an hour. That sort of hourly rate is also being worked right now. So in 30 years, them £12 an hour jobs haven't really changed. It's crazy. So in 30 years, how much do you think things have changed price-wise? A lot. So basically, wages have struggled to rise with inflation. Some of them have gone down, especially during the Great Deception of 2020. Lots of companies went bust because they believed that the government was a good, friendly organization, and they followed the government's advice, and these businesses have gone bust. We're talking family-run independent businesses that have been running for around 100 years, above or below that figure, and all they've done was listen to government guidelines. And because of that advice, they are no longer here with us. So the question begs, you know, do you trust the government? Personally, I don't. And people say to me, Darren, you're a veteran and you served for the UK, and I did, right? Why don't I vote? Because I would only vote for someone I can trust. Now, I don't trust anyone in the Parliament building at all. So therefore, I don't vote. And I voted once in my whole life, and that was for Mr. Bean. That's how serious I take the UK bullshit political system. Complete bullshit. It really is. If you believe that you have a difference, whether it's Labour, Conservative, the Liberal, Democrats, or anyone else, you're only going to get the same BS. There is no choice. It's an illusion of choice. There's no real difference. So whilst everyone is arguing left versus right, independence versus whatever, it's all BS because nothing has changed. We're all getting screwed, even more so now. And how I sort of describe it, how my mind works is, it's almost like every alleyway that you go down, there's a gate shut at the end, and you have to go back and find another alleyway. That's what it feels like here in the UK. So going back in time, you would work long hours for very little money, and it's a struggle to get a half decent way of life. You know, your quality of life. Okay, um, one would hope, one would think, one would like to think that our standard of living would increase over time. But in fact, I think we've seen a few heydays back in the day, but now I think everyone is struggling in some way. So everyone's got their own perception, their own belief, their own experience based upon what their standard of living needs to be, or what it is, or what they enjoy. So you can go right to the bottom of the pile where someone's got £5 to last them all week to get food, and you've got someone who's earning like £1,000 every hour. Okay, everyone in between those price brackets are struggling. Okay, so the person who would have 5 holidays a year now has only got to have 2 holidays a year. So that person, their lifestyle is being impacted. Okay, and more obvious, or more often than not, should I say, is the poor are getting shit on by the rich. And it always has, and it probably always will be, unless we see a massive upheaval, shift, change in how society is run. Because the governments around the world are basically mafia. They're basically there to generate income. It's like a business. They don't care about the welfare of the citizens within their, dare I say, sovereign run countries. Okay, I don't believe there is sovereignty in governments. You can hold your own power, you can stand in your own power and be sovereign, which is a wise thing to start looking into, especially during these times. Okay, so back in the day, you would work your ass off, you would struggle, and you would do something on the side. So what about selling stuff? Okay, so you go to shops, you order online, you buy things. Okay, so when you buy things, you pay tax. Okay, you've just bought that item, you've paid tax for it, that is yours, and you keep it for a few years. You don't want it no more. You don't need it, you don't like it for whatever reason, and you thought, do you know what, I'm going to sell it. It's mine, I own it, I bought it out of my own money, I paid tax for it, and I'm going to sell it. But what they're doing now, and this has been out for a while, so if anyone has experienced this, if anyone has changed using these services, so we're talking, there's a selling site called Vinted, and there's obviously eBay, or some like to refer to it as Evil Bay. Now, if you make more than £1,000 in one financial year, you have to pay tax on it, even though the items that you've already bought, you've already paid tax. Now, to me, I think that's grossly unfair. So why should I buy something and pay tax on it, keep it for years and sell it, only to pay tax on it again, where I've already paid tax on it? To me, I think that's grossly unfair, well out of order. And also, even if you sell 30 items or more in a year, you have to pay tax on it, regardless whether it's under £1,000. I think that's what the system is. So making a little bit of money on the side doesn't seem to be an option anymore. Now, I've heard stories of people opening multiple accounts on Vinted and eBay, so they can reach their £1,000 limit on each one. They log out, they log into another one, and they sell up to another £1,000. Now, maybe that's working, maybe it's not, but at some point they're probably going to catch on to that and bring out new rules saying you can't do this, because they're literally coming for every frigging penny that you earn. Okay, it's just people's disposable income is shrinking drastically pretty much every month, not every year. That's how drastic these changes are happening. Okay, People, let me know if you guys sell things at car boot sales, because that was another thing. You know, if you, I don't know, you wanted to be a chippy or a plumber, you brought loads of tools. You've done that for a couple of years. You thought, it's not really for me. I want to get out of it and do something else. So you go to the car boot and you sell your tools. What's it like nowadays to sell things at car boot sales? Is there laws, legislations, restrictions? Is there tax? Do they still use cash? Do you have to use a chip and pin? You know, the contactless payment thing. You know, what is it like? What is it like these days? Do you sell stuff at car boots? If you do, what have you noticed in the last 20 years? It's crazy. Another one, apparently, I don't use it. I've never had Facebook and I never will. Someone tells me that there's a thing called Facebook Marketplace. That was another thing where people could just make just a little bit of extra money, getting rid of things that they don't really need, even though they've bought them and pay tax on them. I don't know whether there's a tax thing that they have to do on Facebook Marketplace. I've got no idea. I suspect not. But as I say, I don't use Facebook and I never will. Okay, that's just my own personal opinion. Another thing which is really crazy is ATMs, which they say in America. In the UK, we call them cash points. Okay, so the hole in the wall is another thing we call it. If you want to go and get cash out in the UK, like I say, cash is king. Keep cash alive. All right, absolutely. Keep cash alive. Freedom. Use it or lose it. The more people spend cash, the better. Okay, people are printing these out, folding them over and leaving them in public places, so people go, oh my god, it's 20 quid. They pick it up and then they get educated. Okay, we really need to make sure cash is king. So cash points, ATMs, automatic teller machines. Okay, I want to share this with you. Okay, now I'm just going to share the screen and make sure you guys can see it. Cool, you can. Awesome. So this is from Link. We've all seen these little logos on some cash points here in the UK. Now this report, which come out in the 1st of October, so not that long ago now, here in 2025, I found this quite interesting because Link is a huge company in the UK that handles a shitload of cash. Okay, check this out. This is what Link say on their official government website for their latest report on what's been going on with cash. Today's report, published by UK Finance, complements recent research from Link that found digital payments are the default choice across society, not just the young, while the number of people relying on cash continues to fall. We know that those who do are often on lower incomes or more vulnerable. We must not sleepwalk into a digital-only society before everyone is ready. There is also a question of resilience for a digital-only payment system. What happens in case of widespread power outage? Exactly. Digital payment systems need to be stronger and more resilient. And for work led by the Bank of England on the National Payments Vision is an excellent step in that direction. So take of that what you will. Digital payment systems, when there's power cuts, they do not work. They do not work. And we're seeing cash. Start using cash if you're not using it, okay? Because let me tell you this, friends, if you don't use cash and it's gone, all of those little tiny extra ways that you think you want to make money is going to become very difficult. It's already difficult. Now, I've put a link under this YouTube video and it's there right now. So if you click in the description box, you will see the cash point locator. Now I'm going to share the screen now. Hopefully you boys and girls can see it. That's awesome. And you can literally go anywhere in the UK. Just say, Birmingham. That's quite hot at the moment. You put it in there and it will show you where all of the cash points are. Okay. Free to use. Pay to use. So another trend is just to get cash out, you have to pay a fee. See, all of the blue ones are pay to use, but if you want a free one, you can just click on it and it will tell you exactly where it is. All right. Look at this. Wants to know your location. You can kiss my grits. That shit ain't happening. And it's awesome because it can give you directions, the list of services that they offer. This is a great website. So if you love using cash and you're traveling around the UK and you don't know where you are and you want to save time, put this. This is not an app. You can just go for a web browser. It's free. If you use it on Brave, it's private, and it will show you where all of the cash points are. Like I say, anywhere in the UK. Anywhere. It's pretty cool, all right? And the information is quite accurate. It's easy to find, all right? So that's quite a good website to use. The link cash locator. And this link is underneath this YouTube video. You click on that, copy it, save it somewhere. And if you're a bit stuck and you need cash, use it. Use it before you lose it. 100%. No BS. Okay. Another thing as well is how many cash points are closing. Now this, some of you guys, I know you've been following me for a while, and remember me mentioning this on a live stream a few years ago, but we have an update regarding how many cash points have closed and are closing here in the UK. Right, so let me see if I can find it. Here we go. So here we go. The closure rate. The rate of closure of ATMs is 250 cash points every month is closing right here, right now in the UK. And that's current. Okay. 5,000 over 3 years. 5,000 cash points have gone. This is how crazy it is, people. This is not BS. This is big trouble, okay? We need to make sure that we use cash as much as we possibly can, because with cash, we protect our privacy, our anonymity, and we grow our purchasing power with complete privacy in mind, okay? It's not going to be tracked. It's not going to be issued with conditions. It's good old bog standard cash. And yes, I know it's fiat currency. Of course it is. It doesn't really exist. But all the time you use cash, no one knows what you're buying or where you're buying it. It's no one's business, really. In my opinion, I believe we have the right to buy anything we like, and it's no one else's business. The government, our friendly nanny state government, want in on a deal. They want to know everything that you buy. And I mean everything. Okay. Any of you guys are out there on benefits, there's a recent thing that's come out and you have to provide bank statements. They want to know everything that you're buying, selling, etc. It's crazy. So that's pretty nuts, pretty bonkers. Another thing which was leading towards the UK being squeezed is just in 2024, so last year, just in 12 months, last year, 10.8 thousand millionaires left the UK for good. Yeah, 10,800 millionaires have left the UK because of the heinous tax rules which are being pushed by this government here in the UK. Okay, in 2025, so this year alone, they estimate, based upon the current figures which have just come in, is 16,500 millionaires are going to be leaving this year, just this year alone. Okay. Now, some of you might think, well, what's that got to do with us guys? Well, most businesses here in the UK are run by millionaires. Okay. Millionaires leave, people lose their jobs. Simple as that. All right. But when you think a millionaire is a lot of money, £1 million in this day and age isn't really that much money. Okay. People are selling houses for £1 million. And you think, wow, I'm a millionaire. My house is worth £1 million. And they go to buy something similar. Guess what? It's £1 million. It's crazy. The inflation of house prices is nuts for what they actually are. All right. So millionaires are leaving. Billionaires are also leaving as well. Now, since 2023, so nearly 2 years now, 18 billionaires have left the UK for good. So that's a lot of power, a lot of influence, and a lot of people who are owning businesses that employ people here in the UK have gone. So 18 billionaires, yeah, and 28,000 millionaires have left in the last 2 years as well. Okay, so that is crazy. That is unheard of. From looking at my figures and notes and research, this has never happened in the history of the UK that we know about so far. It's unprecedented. We are 100% witnessing a slow collapse of UK society in real time. Okay, I'm just going to go and see what the latest is on the poll. Now, the figures are coming in now, just waiting for it to update. 150 people have voted. 81% say that living in the UK is a struggle. Okay, people are struggling to live in the UK. 81% of people have voted already. If you haven't voted, go and click on it now. Let us know what you think, because the struggle is real. Okay, we haven't got the disposable income which we used to have some years ago, and I can't see a knight in shining armor coming along or it changing for the better anytime soon. What do you guys think? And it doesn't matter if it's left or the right, whether it's Labour or Conservative, it doesn't matter. We always end up with the same result. Okay. Two wings of the same bird. There's another thing that's been banded around for years. Okay. If I can find it, just 2 ticks. I'm going to see if I can put the link under there. Right. Okay, we found it. So I'm going to copy this. I'm literally, people, I'm going to put this into the description box right now. So if you look at the description box, under where it says, I'm going to put, to make it easy, right, I'll put benefits, make it easy, save changes. Right, the stream must be scheduled in the future within, okay, it won't let me do it. I can't put the link in, don't worry about it. But there's a YouTube channel called the Justice Journal. The Justice Journal. I can show you it, but I can't put the link in at the moment because I'm live, and for some weird reason I can't. So let me show you. Here it is. So this YouTube channel is pretty cool. This lady has 34k subscribers, and there's a lot of really good information about benefits. Okay, this woman here actually worked for the Department of Work and Pensions, and she successfully sued them in high court because of the corruption and what they do with everything. So if there's anything you need to know about the benefit system, whether it's universal credit, whether it's disabled benefits, long-term sick, etc. Okay, this is a really good resource, people. Okay, so I haven't got the link, but just remember the Justice Journals. Okay, remember that, and give them a follow and get some information, because there is stuff going on out there which is pretty mind-blowing. Okay, there is going to be big changes next year in April, which is going to upset and affect a lot of people who are claiming benefits to get some crazy things going down. So Rachel, yeah, awesome, absolutely awesome, brilliant YouTube channel. So thanks to Rachel for putting me onto that one. What else have we got? The weird thing is, like I said, another thing that people used to do back in the day to earn some extra money is to do like a cash in hand job. Okay, so if you're a labourer or you're a brickie or something like that, you could literally walk onto a building site and just say, do you need any brickies for today, any labourers? And they'll just say yeah, and they would literally just give you cash at the end of that day for helping out on the building site. That's how things used to be. Let me know if any of you guys remember times like that. Okay, nowadays you've got a crazy thing called H&S inductions, health and safety. So hands up, how many people think health and safety is complete bullshit? My opinion is health and safety is a massive attack on common sense. Okay, in my opinion, as a grown-up, as an adult, especially here in the UK where it's gone crazy, we are being nannied. We are being told what we can and can't do. Personally, I hate being told what I can and can't do. I'm an adult born onto this country and I've got my own brain. I can do what I like as long as I don't upset anyone else or hurt anyone else. Nothing wrong with that. We're born free on this planet, and now we are being told we can't do this, we can't do that, all for our safety, all of that BS. Now, if you're walking down a high street and there's a thumping great big hole in the pavement and you fall down it, that's your fault. You should look where you're going. You're an adult. You should claim responsibility for your actions. Okay, do we really need to be told what to do? A great big sign saying caution, danger, hole, and all of this money with all of these signage and stupid plastic bollards everywhere. This is the human race, intelligent adult human beings being told what to do like little tiny children in the playground. It's pathetic. It's ridiculous. I fundamentally disagree with all of that. And if you look at the figures of accidents on work sites and stuff like that, there's hardly any change before the introduction of health and safety and what it is now. People still die on building sites. People still die on working on the railways. Okay, health and safety hasn't changed jack shit. But I'll tell you what has changed. Someone's making an awful lot of money with training courses, certificates, renewals of certificates, etc. It's an absolute money-making scam. It's full of BS and it's criminal. Okay, it's a war on common sense. You got a brain, use it. If you can't, just be careful. Simple as that. You shouldn't be told what to do. That's my own experience of health and safety. I think it's an absolute waste of money, and it's making grown-up adults feel like little children. It's just embarrassing, totally embarrassing. Another thing in the UK which has happened, which is pathetic, is the UK knife laws. Okay, you're not allowed to carry anything sharp over 3 inches long, and it's not allowed to lock. Meanwhile, gangs, thugs, criminals are carrying whatever they want, and they never seem to get caught or dealt with. And if you want help from police, they're never going to be there when you need them, so you can't defend yourself properly. I just think it's ridiculous. I believe we've got a God-given right to defend ourselves. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely frigging ridiculous. But that's just how it is. Not only that, there's new shotgun laws, Section 1 and Section 2. Now, who knows anything about this? Let me just check it out. Fire. Here we go. The GTA is pretty cool. Let me see. Here we go. This is just hot off the press, people. If you're not aware of this, right, stand firm, okay? Stand firm with this. Let me just double check. Right, here we go. This is the latest from the nanny state UK about firearms, okay? The government proposal to merge Section 1 and Section 2 firearms licensing. This was published on the 8th of November, only a few weeks ago. The UK government has now confirmed its intention to converge Section 1, which is rifles, and Section 2, which is shotguns, under a single licensing system. This proposal is no longer speculation. It is officially on the table and will now proceed to consultation. 100%. So basically what that means is if you're a farmer and you're a Section 2 license holder, you've got a shotgun, you're now going to have to comply with Section 1 rifle ownership legislations. You're going to have to jump through a lot of hoops, and a lot of people, unfortunately, will use the legal right to possess and own their shotgun. Big, big changes. The UK are being squeezed. And Steve, you're absolutely right, mate, in the chat. They're going after the farmers again. They are 100% going after farmers. Most people who own a shotgun in the UK are probably farmers. I can't confirm that, but I've got a feeling it could be not far off the mark. So farmers are already being squeezed. Okay, this government control net is getting bigger, which is what the title says. Okay, you've already heard my views on farmers. I've already been to farmers' protest here in the UK, and the most recent one was down in Cardiff. Okay, I live amongst farmers. I believe in what they are doing, and without farmers, we go hungry. The amount of food that we import into this country is frigging ridiculous. We are fully capable of growing our own food and sustaining our own country. In fact, if you want to really go down a rabbit hole, okay, the royal family, so the king, all right, his royal sausage fingers, right? If the king can't feed his subjects, the king is guilty of treason. Simple as that. So basically, if you want to boil that down, stop all food imports. If this country at that point can't sustain and feed itself, the king is guilty of treason. Pure and friggin' simple. If you don't believe me, please research and look into yourself, and you would find that I am 100% correct. That's fact. So farmers are being squeezed. In 2028, they are no longer going to be receiving farm subsidies. Lots of farmers will go out of business. We've already noted recently that the suicide rate with farmers is off the charts. Financially struggling. What happened with Ukraine when the fertilizer went up to £1,000 a load is insane. Pure insanity. Farmers are 100% being targeted. And this Section 1 and Section 2 firearms certificate licensing is only going to make matters a hell of a lot worse. They basically want to disarm the UK, make everyone as thick and as weak as possible, and then wait for whatever comes in the near future. And it ain't looking good, because we're all being purposefully squeezed. We are totally being squeezed. Okay, so that's the first page. Another thing is car parking. You want to go and park your car. Who remembers the little yellow shed, the NCP, where you go and pay when you leave? You get a ticket when you go in, so you know how long you've been there, and you paid with cash, and then you leave. The barrier goes up, off you trot. Okay. What about now? What about if you go to park your car and there's no way you can pay cash, but they encourage you to download an app and pay with your phone? Wow. How many people have seen that here in the UK? No. I remember seeing that in a city called Shrewsbury, right? And there was two machines. One of them is where you scanned your phone with an app, and the other one is to pay cash or use your debit card. There was a massive big long queue for the cash and debit card, and there was two people, stupid people in my opinion, paying with their phone who have downloaded an app to pay. Don't forget, use cash. Use frigging cash, because one day it will be gone. One day it will be gone. Don't be an idiot and frigging pay with things with your phone. Please stop doing it. Please don't do it. Okay. One day, guess what? You could be hacked and you're going to lose everything. If you carry cash in your wallet, it's yours. It's physical. It's yours. Simple as that. Another thing, shoplifting gangs. How many people have seen a massive, huge rise in shoplifting across the UK, especially in London and Birmingham, by these gangs? They go in there with hoodies on, groups of anything from 2 to 10 to 20 or whatever it is, go in there and just literally help themselves. Security guards are powerless to do anything. The shop staff don't want to get involved. It's not worth the risk of getting stabbed for minimum wage. And these people come and go and take whatever they want. So basically, the average good citizen in the UK, hardworking, paying for their goods and services, are watching people take things without any consequences. Because the overwhelming feeling here in the UK is nothing is frigging being done. Nothing is being done by the police. These thugs, these idiots, they're laughing their heads off. They're stealing alcohol, tobacco, meat, anything of value, and they are selling it to people in the community for half the price, and that money is probably going to go on drugs. Okay, it's absolutely a pandemic here in UK. It's through the roof. It's off the charts. What are you guys seeing in America? Are you seeing similar things? I don't know if it's just localized to the UK. I really don't know, but it's really bad. Okay, it's really bad what's going on. Well, because the biggest problem is nothing's being done. Okay, let me see. And that also goes for crimes as well, not just shoplifting. I had an incident happen to me a few years ago where this young lad ran down the street I lived in, and he kicked my car wing mirror off of my Land Cruiser, about £300 or £400 for a replacement mirror. All right, and every single car down that street either got kicked or smashed by this one lad. Okay, the police come round, took a report, got a crime number, and guess what? Nothing happened. I had to go and find a wing mirror myself with my money and fit it myself, because people know that if you do a crime, the chances are you're going to get away with it. And that feeling of feeling helpless, because we are told by our wonderful government, if you are witnessing a crime, you should report it to the police. Well, if everyone reports crimes to the police, and guess what? Very rarely anything happens at all. So people are losing faith in police. Crime is on the rise. Criminals are not being punished, are not being dealt with. We are just issued with crime numbers and told, oh, just take it up with your insurance. We haven't got time to investigate. We haven't got the manpower, or whatever BS they're going to say. Okay. But the weird thing is, they're absolutely fine in using speed cameras and issuing new fines, or parking on double yellow lines for a minute to drop something off, or whatever it is. They're more than happy to issue fines. In fact, someone told me a long time ago that the police here in the UK are nothing more than revenue agents. They are just there to collect money for the state, and they don't care about citizens suffering crime. That seems to be the general consensus across the UK. I don't care what the police say. I care what the citizens say. And the citizens are shouting it from the rooftops. We've had enough. People have had enough of being persecuted being turned into victims, and nothing is being done about it. Okay, it feels like we're on our own. We're not allowed to defend ourselves. We've got more crime than we've ever had before. Lots of crime is being imported, if you understand what I'm saying, and the streets are no longer safe. And the police just don't seem to have the manpower to help. On the live stream I done not long ago, I revealed that UK prisons are now officially full. There's no more room in prison for new prisoners. So this news is circulating like wildfire all over the UK, and criminals are just thinking, well, I'm not going to get caught. The police don't care. I'm definitely not going to go to prison. So they're going to carry on and do their crime. And whilst this is all going on, you're not allowed to defend yourself. You're not allowed to use anything for self-defense unless you are being attacked and it's seen as justifiable. Crazy. Crazy. How do you think that makes people feel here in the UK? How do you think that makes people feel? Not good. Definitely not good. So moving along, let me just close that down. Moving along with what we're talking about, we're being squeezed. The control net in the UK is just getting bigger. Total control is crazy. What about the BBC, the British Bullshit Corporation? Okay, that recent announcement not long ago that it's going to be mandatory that everyone pays for their license fee. Guess what? I don't think that's going to happen. And if we look at this report, check this out. This was 3 days ago. Okay, BBC loses £1.1 billion as millions of homes refuse to pay the license fee. Look at this. This is 300,000 more than last year, resulting in a potential loss of £617 million. Unbelievable. 2.9 million BBC viewers evaded paying the £174.50 every year fee, costing the broadcaster £550 million in lost income. People were waking up. The BBC have lost the plot. And we will see Donald Trump sue successfully for $1 billion. Just watch your space. BBC is in crisis. And when you are talking about citizens who are aware, we value truth, that's a good sign. Okay, because one of the main arms that the government have as a mouthpiece to get their propaganda out to the masses who suck it up like they're cornflakes on a Monday morning is crazy. Yes, it's their political mouthpiece and they're in trouble. So the lies are not getting through to the masses like they used to. People are waking up, but it doesn't matter because the government continues its control net and it's getting bigger. It's getting bigger by the day. Let me see that one. Another thing which is crazy, and I couldn't believe this. Let me know if any of you guys are watching from Birmingham. Is anyone from Birmingham watching right now? Be interested for you to tell us whether you're in the comment section underneath this video or if you're lucky enough to make this live right here, right now. What is your experience with rubbish collections? Okay, I didn't know how bad it was. I knew that it was a bit of a thing in the summertime, but I didn't realize apparently rubbish has not been collected in Birmingham for 1 year. 1 year. Yeah, rubbish has not been collected in Birmingham. And like I said, the council have been declared bankrupt. Yes. So the council of Birmingham have officially been declared bankrupt, and there is rubbish all over the streets, and they've been there for around about a year. Unbelievable. Talk about getting squeezed. Imagine paying the council tax and then your rubbish is not getting collected. How's that going to make you feel? On top of everything else. Talk about being squeezed. It's unbelievable. Then we can talk about you, Les. All those cameras getting smashed up by the Blade Runners. all the time. You know, the London Council are putting up ULEZ cameras. They're being smashed up again. I mean, it's making an awful lot of money for the manufacturers and the contracts for creating these ULEZ cameras and these new yellow AI speed cameras as well. Like I said, it's transpiring that the police are just revenue agents at this point. So it's creating even more discord with the public because this control net is getting crazy. There's control everywhere. Not to mention the cost of living crisis. Now, like I said, I'm going to go and look at the poll. The poll is live right now. So I urge you guys to have a look at it in the top of the live chat. We've got currently counting 210 people have voted. 80% of people who took part in this vote right now said they are struggling here in the UK. 81%. 80%. Crazy. That is the overwhelming majority of everyone in the UK who's in this live stream is struggling big time. And the cost of living crisis is really screwing everyone. Okay. A weird thing is the Rachel Reeves' budget is on the 26th. That's in 2 days' time. God knows what they're going to do, because apparently the UK government need to find between 30 and 50 billion pound. It's if we're not being taxed to the nuts as it is, without even more things. Now, I predict a riot. One day, I think there's going to be riots. People are going to absolutely have it up to here. Now, civilizations and this sort of thing in the past have collapsed, mainly due to high taxation. Now, what we are seeing here in the UK is a massive uplift in taxation. Moreover, recently, especially with this government, okay, whether you love them or hate them, we're getting taxed to the nuts, and it's just not big, it's not clever, and everyone's struggling. So what I want you to do is I want you guys to let me know under the video what you think that I haven't mentioned that goes towards the government having more control over us, the citizens of the UK. It's crazy. It really is. Just checking the live chat, just going in there. Dave is saying the Constitution is the solution. Wow, the British Constitution, that has been absolutely ram-raided, hasn't it, over the years? It's crazy. Ian was saying start by not paying the license fee. I don't know anyone. I really don't know anyone who pays a license fee. I really don't. Why would anyone want to pay and support the propaganda arm of the UK government? You have to be asleep to believe it. That's crazy. So if you can you please share the link to this video to Facebook and WhatsApp? That really helps. Okay, there's lots of groups in there who aren't subscribed to this channel, and if you do want more content like this, please consider hitting subscribe. Hitting the thumbs up is really quick and easy, so I'd urge you to do that now before you come out. Ninja Man, hi dude, we're just finishing. Sorry bro, good to see you, Mark. But yes, share the video. It really helps. Okay, if you share the video, more people get to see it, more people can comment under the video and air their views as a British citizen about how crazy we're getting squeezed here in the UK. And don't forget, there's lots of links underneath this video. Okay, there's one in particular about where the cash points are all over the UK. Click on that link and it will take you through to a website for free, and you'll find all of the cash point locations in the UK. It's not an app, don't worry. I don't really like downloading loads of apps on my phone, but web browsers are called by me. No worries, Mark, all good in the hood. So that's it from me, people. It's been great to have you on board, and stay tuned for more videos. Don't forget, you guys take care. Thanks for watching and stay funky.